Hello and welcome to Triumph Beating the Odds. My name is Okello Sharon Nagenjwa. We bring you success stories of women who have overcome adversities, beaten the odds, and are moving forward with positivity. Now, we are in Moroto to bring you stories of what the women are doing here from every part of the world, every corner in Uganda. Women are doing marvelous and tremendous things. And one of the women that I bring to you today is the Community Development Officer, Lolem Margie, who has been here for 18 years, working in her office, impacting her community. She studied here, primary, secondary, went away to do her university and came back still. So for everything that she has learned, she decided that whatever knowledge that she may have gathered outside of Karamoja, she still chooses to impact her community and live here, change the community. Hi, Margie.
Yes, hello. How are you?
Good, thank you. Thank you for having me here.
You're welcome.
It's been a long journey.
It's nice to have you here indeed.
Who is Margie?
Yeah, my name is Margie Lolem. I am a District Community Development Officer, Moroto District Local Government, but I am also a mother. I am also a community member in Karamoja.
How long have you been in Karamoja?
I am a born of Karamoja. I am a native from Nakapiripiriti district, but I work in Moroto. I have worked in Moroto for 18 years now in the Office of Community-Based Services.
Very many people would fear working here. What inspired you to work here in Moroto?
Yeah, true. Many people would fear working here because of the stories they hear about insecurity, about the cattle raids, about the negative cultural practices of the Karamoja. But as a child born in Karamoja, as a native, I love to stay here. Because in my thinking, they always say, without you, who else can do it for you? So I just have passion for my community. If we, the elite who have tried to study, cannot come back and work for our own people, then who else can change them? I felt that if I speak in my language, they would understand me better. Even when I'm doing community work, if I instructed them in the local language, they would pick me better than getting an expert who will come and translate the processes and programs and projects to them. They may not understand the person. How do I pay back to the community? I feel I should acquire skills. It's the only way I can pay back to my community. Coming to support, coming to help them, coming to stay with them, coming to dialogue with them would be the only way I would change them. That is the only way I would pay back to my community. Okay. As a result of education, as a result of elevation to community development office, it's the only way I pay back to them. Working and staying with them.
Okay. So what is one of the biggest challenges you have faced as a woman working here?
Actually, in the local government, at the district headquarters, as I want to say, I think I'm the only head of department who is heading a department. And you know, there are many challenges. This is a male-dominated society. Sometimes they really don't accord you all the respect and the love you deserve. Sometimes I feel, is it because I'm a woman? But I say, no, let me try. If others tried, who am I? So I keep speaking to them. I keep establishing relationship with them. I respect them. I serve them. So I feel I am now comfortable.
When you started working, what is that one thing that you can point out that happened to you and then you felt like they were trying to attack your gender?
I had these comments from the community where I grew up. I grew up from Nakapriprit district.
Yes.
In Chekwi County, in Kakomongole sub-county, and Nakale Parish, village at DCDO. So when we were going to school, I remember people used to say, how can Mr. Lolem waste a lot of money educating girl children? You know, the funny thing about my story is we are 10 children, but 7 girls, 3 boys and 7 girls. So people were saying, how can you waste a lot of money educating a girl child? Why doesn't he invest that money in something else that can bring in money, that can bring in wealth? Where will these girls reach? So I felt it was an abuse and an insult. When God created a man and woman, they were equal before him. He accorded them the respect. He said, man, you can't stay alone. Let me give you a wife, a woman, and we are women. So it means even before the law, before God, we are equal. So why should somebody degrade and say that what can a woman, what can a girl do? But my question is always, what can't we do that men can't do? Apart from what God created, we cannot change the sex. But the gender roles can change. So for me, those kind of talks degrade a woman. They put you in a subordinate position. They feel you cannot perform. They feel you are not an equal. But haven't you seen women engineers, women doctors? So it's about the training somebody has had, and about the exposure, and about the education, and about the skill you have.
So under your office, what are some of the cases that you have had to solve in regards to helping a fellow woman stand out?
In some of the cases that we have really tried to help, we have cases of domestic violence. A woman comes shouting, you know, they have beaten me, he has neglected my children, what do I do? They come fighting. But we always tell them, calm down. What is the issue? You are a woman, you can also make it. Get something to do. Probably this quarrel is because you have nothing completely. You don't have a skill that can translate into monetary terms. So can you try skilling project somewhere? Can you join a group where you can do something so that you can generate income and be able to support your household? And if it is about child neglect, even women can raise children. I have seen single mothers raising children. If it is an extreme that it can't be resolved, can you have your children? Can you feed them? Can you send them to school? They can turn out to be something that can help you in future. As a department also, we have really tried to lobby for women empowerment programs to ensure that women are doing something. We have encouraged them to do savings. We have encouraged them to do businesses, just to ensure that they meet their basic needs.
So what is the challenge that you have had to face in regards to women economic empowerment?
Sometimes women fear revolving funds. They think they cannot make it. They think they don't have skills to do a business. And they fear for their men. This is a male-dominated society. So when a woman has a lot of money, she's a threat to the household. She's a threat to the husband. So women fear and say, I have no business. I have to consult my husband. Then some women just have lacked the knowledge of what they should do with the monies they are given. They lack the business ideas. So we need to, that is where we need to come in as a department, as a team, to really support this woman. Come up with a business idea, come up with a project, come up with something to do. And I have seen this work.
You as Margie, listening to you, I have seen you have beaten the odds of perception on girl-child education.
Yes.
You have beaten the odds on the belief of women in powerful offices. here you are, standing strong. What inspires you to keep moving?
What inspired me from childhood, I was blessed. My father was a civil servant, so he kept on inspiring us that, you know, go to school. School will solve everything. You'll get the knowledge. Be strong, school is good. Then I went to a missionary school. And you know what missionary schools can do? They can instill discipline in you. They push you into prayer. They push you into church activities. And that has helped me. That helped me. Then when I come out, I also see powerful women. Those days I saw the Speaker of Parliament was Kadaga. She also inspired me. I saw the women MPs. They inspired me. Women ministers, they inspired me. I saw powerful business women in my community. I saw doctors, nurses. So all this inspired me. I said, if they made it, who am I? Can't I also be somebody? So I think along my path, I have met people who inspired me. But getting back to my household, also our mother used to inspire us. She was an enrolled midwife. And she really encouraged us to be in school. So my path was full of good people who inspired me. Right from my household where I grew up from, my community. Then when I came to my place of work also, I now got this exposure. There are powerful women out there. And these powerful women, in their path of work, they really supported their own communities.
So what do you see as the future of Moroto when it comes to girl child education, economic empowerment of the woman, and cultural development?
Actually, when I look at that, it's a big burden on a girl child. If a girl child is not handled well, it's difficult for them to penetrate. We need more role models. We need more people to speak to the girl child, because in the household where they're coming from, they might be coming from households that are money hungry, dowry hungry. So they might be a hot cake for dowry. I think we need really to come up with programs that support girl children in school. And we need to come up with programs that support second chance of girls in school. So that those who missed out because of 2 reasons can still have a chance to go back.
Okay.
Then there are those that feel we can't do the primary, we can't do the second chance. Maybe we go for skilling. Skilling would be good for me. Hairdressing is hot cake. Now all the women, if you see, 100% make their hair. Tailoring, all these clothes we're putting on are from tailors, are made by people. We have bakeries. So can't we really, if we excel in these areas of skilling, imparting skills, and not just imparting skills to these children anyhow, let's analyze and see who is interested in bakery, who is good in cooking, then we go along the interests so that they can really keep the skill to a certain level.
How many cases do you receive of women reporting gender-based violence?
For them, it was a normal thing. If my husband beats me, he's taking care of me. He's preventing me from maybe getting harm. But later on, with the dissemination of many policies and laws and many programs coming up, people have started reporting. We have service points like police. Police in a day can report over 10 cases.
In Moroto?
In Moroto, of domestic violence. And our office being one of the service points, we have created what we call a referral pathway. This is a chain of service providers. The police, the LC1s, the VHTs, the court. So we have created this to allow any woman abused or anybody abused, violated, to access a service.
Doesn't it create more tension among the men?
It creates more tension, especially about men, because I'm sorry to say, with due respect to the men, they are mostly perpetrators. And when it created tension on them, we came up with a program of male action groups, using men to speak to fellow men. Yeah, maybe to reduce the violence. So we have those men that are champions, that have gotten out of the dominance cycle to start to support women. And these men have really done a great job. Yes. At community level. They have gone to speak to fellow men. Strengthening the male action groups to speak to fellow men will break this cycle with time. The strong cultural beliefs that put women into a subordinate position. And Karamoja has a very strong structure of the elders that we also take advantage of. Okay. Because the Karamojan elders are so powerful that when they say something, everybody listens. So we have what we call the Karamoja Elders Association, then the Karamoja Elders Council. We have taken advantage of all this, sending our messages to them, telling them to speak to fellow men in any fora, so that they change and be able to support their households at the church.
It is quite hard for women, especially in a male-dominated area, to take up positions like yours, like District Community Development Officer. How did this happen?
Yeah, it's difficult, but I think they reach a point where they're challenged also. You know, like these positions of ours, you have to go through service commission. You must have had one paper or two. You must have read at least. So now, if you're not read as a man, how will you penetrate that cycle? So meaning the government of Uganda has supported women by putting policies and laws that empower us.
You are given this position. What was the welcome? I want to understand how it was.
Of course, it was challenging because I told you, out of the 11 heads of departments, yes, I'm the only woman heading a department. So it's challenging. A woman again, as a head of department, can she really deliver? Will she manage these communities? Women are so spoken. They can't do much. So I think being humble and ready to listen and understanding the environment I'm coming from, that this is a male-dominated society, humbled me a bit and say, how do I start this journey? Whom do I network with? But likely enough, when I humbled down, I said, I think now here, for me to break through, I need to be a good friend of everybody. Yes. I don't need to shout that we have laws that protect women. This is not my household. These are not my relatives. I just need to be good, do my work perfectly, and I need to create a team. The Department of Community-Based Services is a cross-cutting department. There are issues that need you to network with the gentlemen, to network with everybody. So that was my breakthrough. So I have started to create teams. Gender mainstreaming, I have a team. HIV, I have a team. Women empowerment, I have a team. Because as a woman, you cannot also work alone. You need a team around you to push you and motivate you. So I think besides the laws, the policies, guidelines at the workplace, that favored women empowerment, but my teamwork spirit also. Yeah, creating that critical team that can really encourage you and understanding the people I'm working with helped me a lot.
Okay. So what is the trick you can give a woman who has probably gotten the opportunity of being appointed or put in a male-dominated world? How would you advise her to maneuver?
So my advice to the women out there, you know, you are just coming out of that subordinate position where they had kept you, where your society had kept you. The only trick is just scan the environment you're staying in, understand the people very well. Who has this skill that will help me excel in this area? Who is this person that can help me jump this ladder? Then have respect. Don't say, me as a community development officer, there are these junior men who are below me. They all have something to offer in that position where you think they are nobody. Don't think you have arrived. Just be humble. Be prayerful. They told us the Holy Spirit is our help and comforter. Ask God for guidance.
My name is Okello Sharon Nagenjwa, and this is Triumph Beating the Odds. Follow us on all our social media platforms, Triumph-BTO on YouTube, subscribe on Facebook, on Twitter, on TikTok, on LinkedIn. Continue following and tell your friends, relatives, sisters, aunties to follow us and listen to more inspiring stories to move you from where you are to greatness, because what somebody else has done, you can also do.